Yes, Greg Hunt, welcome to the studio.
It's a pleasure
and
to be
also
here.
Warren Entsch is in studio. G'day, Was.
Absolutely. Quick run from the reef terminal.
Did you dry off or what?
I am only partly dry.
Oh, okay. Okay.
That's part of the
I'm
fun.
right. I stayed undercover, mate. I was right. We pushed the southerners out into the weather. So a bit of experience with far north Queensland.
Now, I've just heard a brief report on a pledge of $300,000 for the survival of turtles. I have no other details. Greg, you better tell us what you announced this morning at Fitzroy.
Okay, so at the request of Warren and Colin Riddell and out there with Michael Trout, we went with the Cairns Turtle Rehabilitation Centre. We went out to Fitzroy Island. They are doing fantastic work, but they're funding it all themselves. They're living off the smell of an oily rag. Jenny Gilbert, who is a genuine national reef hero, does this program, and we made a commitment to assist them with $100,000 a year over 3 years. It's not a king's ransom. I don't want to overpromise in terms of the amount. It's enough to take what is a struggling turtle rehab program and to give it real sustainability. Now going forwards, we would actually encourage the government in a bipartisan way to match it or exceed it. If they exceed it, they'll get 2 thumbs up from me. No criticism, no snarly games, just a real desire to do the right thing by these magnificent creatures that are being cared for, rehabilitated and released.
And released sometimes around Green Island, which is an issue in itself at the moment because of the danger to the lives of turtles at Green Island. But you've made a commitment on this program. If the coalition's elected to government next year, there will be no hunting whatsoever in green zones here at all. So that will protect the turtles at Green Island, Michaelmas Cay and Low Isles. Is that still correct?
That's correct. We've made the commitment. We stand by the commitment. We'll deliver the commitment.
Turtle-ish. I've got Jenny Gilbert in studio. Hello, Jenny.
Hello, how are
Can you tell everyone who you are and what you've done in your life?
Jenny Gilbert, and I'm actually with Cairns Turtle Rehabilitation Centre, and I'm also doing research with James Cook University.
Now, $300,000, what it was, I think it was $100 a year over 3 years or whatever. How will that be spent?
Will be spent on the Turtle Rehabilitation Centre out at Fitzroy Island and also in Cairns. So we have 2 turtle rehabilitation centres. It will be going towards infrastructure and also the care of these animals, and also putting more satellite trackers on turtles that we actually release.
Which turtles are under threat and where particularly?
Well, green turtles are under the threatened list in Cairns, and also hawksbills are endangered, and olive ridleys up in the Cape. So they're the 3, and flatbacks are also endangered. They're the 4 types of turtles that we get in at Cairns Turtle Rehabilitation Centre. The ones that are suffering the most at the moment are the green sea turtles. They're under a lot of pressure. They have a lot of other pressures going on, but their main pressure at the moment too is the lack of inshore seagrass beds. These guys are out there, they're starving. It started with all the environmental conditions that we had with Cyclone Larry, the wet, dry, the floods, and then Cyclone Yazi. So we've had an 800% increase in stranding over the last couple of years. All of the rehabilitation centres on the east coast of Queensland have been full, and unfortunately animals have been turned back because of this.
All the rehabilitation centres? Are these common?
Well, there's SeaWorld, and there's also Australia Zoo, and there's Reef HQ. And all of these centres have been full over the last couple of years with turtles that have come in for rehabilitation. James Cook University down in Townsville, because of the pressure on Reef HQ, actually set up an emergency rehabilitation centre down there.
Are you supportive of what the shadow ministers had to say regarding plans, if in government, to actually ensure that there will be no hunting of turtles in green zones?
Yes, I mean, they should not be hunted in green zones.
All right.
And can I tell you, John, we were out there today, we were having a look at a couple of the turtles they have there at the moment. And these creatures, you know, they are highly intelligent. And when these animals, like they're swimming around in, out at Green Island, they're interacting with it. They actually come up looking for interaction with the people. You can actually physically pat these animals. They come up and they can, you know, they really interact. They come seeking that attention. And in those zones there, you've got these animals that are so used to people hanging around, they don't see them at any threat or any fear. And suddenly having a spear driven down the middle of their back in front of some horrified tourists. you can imagine just, I mean, it's horrifying for the animals, horrifying for a visitor's experience, and then to be dragged up and have the guts ripped out and bleeding on the beach, and then they load it up and take off, leaving the lifeguards to bury the remains and put them back into the ocean, trying to get these people back into the water. You can imagine the experience that they're going to be talking about when they leave Green Island and go to the other places around the world. So it is critical that this happens, and I certainly make no apology for it. It can't happen soon enough. The numbers of those animals that are in that area are dropping significantly, and it's got to be stopped.
All right, Greg Hunt, Shadow Minister, also Jenny Gilbert in studio today, and the member for Leichhardt. We're right out of time, but many thanks for coming.